What are the top 15 work from home jobs, and how do you create passive income from them? Well, we're going to cover that in today's video, so stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Hey, this is Lance McGowan, and today I'm really excited because we're going to talk about the top 15 work from home jobs and how to create passive income from it. Because, a lot of times we're like, hey, working from home would be awesome, right? Flexibility, freedom. But what do you actually do, and how do you know which one to choose and stick with or go with and all that? Well, I'm glad you asked all those questions because I'm going to cover all of that in the next section. So let's do this.
Did you know that happy and engaged workers can lead to higher productivity, higher sales, and higher creativity? The problem, part one that is that disengaged workers cost the US between $450 and $550 billion each year in lost productivity. The other problem is that 46% of new hires fail within the first 18 months of starting their position, and 89% of these failures are due to poor culture fit. Culture is everything, and it's only half the equation as well, because you got to factor in competence. And so, are you skilled for the job, and do you fit into the culture? Are you going to add to the culture, or is it going to be, the bad apple that ruins the whole bunch, or is the whole bunch already rotten and the good apple is just going to get destroyed as well? So that's something important to keep in mind. I've done like 3 different tours with Zappos here in Las Vegas, and culture is like super big to them. That's like half of the reason that they hire you, and on average they actually take 9 months to hire somebody on average, which is a long time, because they want to feel you out and make sure you fit with social situations and after work activities and stuff to kind of see how you do things, which is really creative for them. There's a reason why they consult Google and Facebook on how to keep employees happy, which helps keep customers happy. That's right. All right, so let's talk about part 3 of the problem. Well, turnover costs are estimated to be 100% to 300% of the base salary of the replaced employee, and 80% of people who were disengaged were dissatisfied with their boss. I can definitely relate. I would say that when I worked for corporate America in my 3 different positions, I had maybe like 1 or 2 bosses that were okay, but the vast majority of the reason for me wanting to move to a different position was actually for growth, because I wanted to learn. Every year and a half roughly to 3 years I was kind of like itching to try something else, but there were a few managers that I didn't really care for too much, but we ended up making up, I think, towards the end of my stint with each position that I was in, and I kind of learned to adjust to their top down militaristic management style of do as I say, what I'm saying? Which I'm a lover, not a fighter, so that don't really work well. That whole Steve Jobs way of like leading, of just like beating you over the head with stuff. I just don't do that. I like Gary Vee's philosophy, where he just tries to empathize with you and understand what your strengths are, and just kind of help you based on what will best motivate you and stuff. So I really like that strategy. All right, let's talk about the solution though. Choosing a part-time or full-time work-from-home job or career, as I like to say it, and creating passive income will give you the freedom to support your family, faith, financial, and fitness goals. And I think that is the goal of a lot of people. We want to be set free. We want to, not have to worry about, spending time with family, because we have the time to do it. We want to be able to pursue our faith and strengthen that, and actually set ourselves up nicely for retirement or kids' college fund, or set them up for their life well, and also reach our fitness goals. And, so when we look in the mirror, we'll look good, and we want to be able to have, money or residual income to support all these things, right? This is a great solution, and I think that if you don't fall into all 4 of these 4 F's, as I call them, then maybe one of them sticks out to you. And if so, let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, these are definitely the 4 F's are important to a lot of people. If not all of them, then maybe one of them. All right, so here's how it all works. Step 1 is watch all 15 possibilities, because this is how to, work from home, find what jobs work for you, and then also look at some passive income opportunities and possibilities, because the possibilities are endless. But I tried to identify top 15 that either I'm a part of, or I've just done research on, that I think are really beneficial for people, and they allows them to really support that solution that I just mentioned. All right, step 2 is search YouTube and Google after you kind of watch this video and look at all the possibilities, because we're in the information age, so you can find pretty much everything. I mean, you probably found this video, either you're subscribed to me or you're YouTube recommended it, or you were searching for something and it popped up. So thanks for watching up until this point. That's right. All right, step 3 is get started with something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you can talk about it or you can be about it, right? So, after you've done the research and kind of figured out what's good, and I would also add, find what you're passionate about, find what you're knowledgeable about. That's also going to be very key, right? So there's a little bit more into it than just these 3 steps. And actually there's a 4th step, and it's comment below with updates. I want to know how you're doing. I want to know what you ended up pursuing, how it worked out, what support you may need, or just what information you'd like me to do a video on in the future. Maybe there's one of these possibilities just really stood out and you're like, man, like, give me more information, Lance. Or maybe you're like, hey, that didn't work out, but let me try this one, or could you tell me more about that? Or so that's another option as well. All right, so let's talk about 15. Number 15. Coming in at number 15 is a social media influencer, and the ideal situation is partnering with companies and brands directly, where they pay you a flat rate or commission based on performance for promoting their products or services. And this oftentimes you may see people on Instagram. I mean, that's where I see it the most, but you can also see it on YouTube, where people do product reviews, and it's an ad basically where they're giving their opinion about what the benefits are or the uses of a particular product, and they're kind of modeling with it, or they're actually demonstrating how to use it, and they're compensated for that. Usually it's in the form of the free product, and if they worked out a good deal, it's actually with payment as well. And so the company that's offering that would have to be large enough to basically say, hey, we value social media influencers because people are skipping ads, people are not watching TV as much, and we need to go to the social media because people and younger audiences, and just really just people in general, are looking to YouTube and Instagram and Facebook to get their purchasing decisions, and they're people that influence them. That's why they're called social media influencers. So and they want those people to be the kind of name and face a little bit through sponsorship deals. All right, so the tip is to use socialbluebook.com as a starting point. So, similar to Kelley Blue Book and finding the value of your car, you can use Social Blue Book to find the value of your social media accounts. And it's a starting point. It's not like, it'll tell you exactly what it kind of does actually tell you what to charge based on, they look at engagement, they look at how many followers or subscribers or likes that your pages have, and it's great. You just connect all your social media to it, and it basically gives you a starting point to charge stuff, and you can start that route as number 15 possibility for home-based businesses. All right, let's go to number 14 is become an author, and tack on some public speaking as well, because that's the number 1 fear of pretty much everybody. So let's do that, right? Let's tackle our fears. It's 2018 at the time of this video. Writing a book on a topic that you are knowledgeable and passionate about is ideal. A paperback book is a credibility booster and can help book public speaking gigs, since you'll be seen as the expert. It's kind of like a golden ticket in some regards. It's like, whoa, you got a book? Oh snap, you're an author. Can I get your autograph? That's kind of how that feels. And I wrote my first book in March 2016, and it's on the New York Times bestseller. That's right. Actually, it's just on Amazon and Kindle and other places. But it's cool. That was kind of like my first book, and I just was like, hey, I'm really passionate about helping entrepreneurs and employees and executives manage stress and reduce stress naturally. And so it's called the 30-Day Guide to Reducing Stress at Work. And I'll have more information in the description below. But yeah, the tip here is to learn how to self-publish your book on CreateSpace.com. And what's really cool about CreateSpace is that, you're in charge of the marketing part, but they handle basically the distribution and payment processing. So you basically become an independent contractor, and as long as you have all the content and put it up there, you create the cover and all that stuff, cover page, back page, all that good stuff. You just focus on marketing your book, and they'll, it's on-demand printing, and you can actually print books at cost through this way as well, and so you can do that. My company, Eduvite LLC, actually helps businesses do that as well. And so if you need extra support, that's one route. Or you can just go commando and be like, I'm going to write a book, Lance, and I'm going to just go to CreateSpace.com, which is awesome too. You can rent out unutilized rooms or a room in your home for cash in order to subsidize your own rental or mortgage costs. And becoming a super host is a credibility booster, and positive reviews can help a lot in bookings. It's kind of like with Amazon book reviews, or just kind of any review review, whether it's Yelp, you kind of get that reviews kind of help make purchases easier. You kind of get those testimonials and those third-party validations, and becoming a super host. They have criteria on all that, so this ain't an Airbnb video, but it's just nice because you can be like, hey, you know, that room over there is just collecting dust. Why not actually collect some cash instead? That's right, and that's what you can do by becoming an Airbnb host, with the goal being a super host. I know 2 super hosts. One is my business partner, and the other is a client of mine, and they're pretty awesome. Okay, the tip here is to combine Uber and or Lyft to increase your cash flow. But you're like, hold on, time out, Lance. Uber and Lyft is not a home-based business, and it's not developing any residual income for me either through passive means. Well, you'd be correct. But it's just another great way to be like, hey, instead of my car collecting dust, why not collect some cash? You know what I'm saying? So that's a really good route too. All right. Number 12, way to make some moolah. That's right, online or passively. Is Twitch. Become a Twitch live streamer. You know, gaming is increasing a lot, and it's not just for the young kids anymore. There's adults making some adult money. Let me tell you what, if you, there's some Netflix documentaries and online. They're almost treated like digital athletes with their payment. I mean, it's crazy. Like you look up how much they're getting paid. Like the top digital gamers for like certain games, like it's crazy. It makes you like shake your head and be like, what the heck? Okay, so basically you can connect with friends and fans over a shared love of video games and other interests and make a living on Twitch based solely on how you entertain and interact with your audiences online. So as a fan or, you know, person watching this, you're like, hey, I'm coming to this. I had a tough day at work, or, you know, tough day with the family, or a tough day with something, you know, and you're like, I want to be entertained. Let's go. This is my positive escapism. And you go to Twitch as a consumer and you just kind of veg out and enjoy some great gaming, and you relate, and the person, you know, doing it is playing the game as he's talking or she's talking, and there's lots of female gamers too. It's really cool to see. The tip here is to combine Twitch with Patreon and YouTube to increase your cash flow. And I'm going to talk about how you can do that as well, in a nutshell, that is. But yeah, here we go. So number 11 is Patreon. Become a Patreon creator. So Patreon is a membership platform that makes it easy for artists and creators to get paid. And basically you'd be joining over 50,000 creators earning salaries from over 1 million monthly patrons. So it's basically kind of like a subscription-based service where you're like, hey, you know, I like watching you so-and-so, and I want to support you financially. So I'm going to become a subscriber, a little member, and do that. I understand you know, you're either on the come up or you've already come up, and I just want to help you out and, you know, just show that through, you know, just paying monthly or one time, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of like, think of like GoFundMe, but instead it's for creating value, not just, you know, because somebody may have passed away and they didn't have life insurance. Like, that's really sad. I'm not trying to make fun of that, but I'm just saying, like, you should have life insurance so you don't have to go to GoFundMe for that thing. But I've just seen a lot of people do that, so I'm not making fun again. I'm just like, get life insurance. Okay, especially if you have dependents, like if you're married or have kids, like, oh my goodness, that's a whole nother video. We're not going to go into that. But yes. Here we go. Where are we at? We're on Patreon. Here we go. Okay, so the tip here is to combine with Twitch, as I mentioned, and YouTube to increase your cash flow. And I'm going to show you how to do that with number 10 as well, to kind of round that tip out. And so the YouTube Partner is another way to earn income. And how it works is the YouTube Partner program lets creators monetize their content on YouTube. And creators earn money from advertisements served on their videos and from YouTube Red subscribers watching their content. And so income is not earned based on subscriber count. It's not earned based on likes, comments, or shares. It's not based on any of that. It's strictly based on views. And a conservative number is basically you earn about $1 per 1,000 views. That's very conservative. Certain topics get more per 1,000 as well. So for example, a conservative number is if you saw a YouTuber that had 1 million views, they would conservatively earn about $1,000 for that. But you know, some creators can earn $5 to even closer to $10 per 1,000 view, and you know, it just depends on the topic. It depends on the popularity. Like makeup tutorials in general do really well, and you know, there's other things that get demonetized because people curse, or they are talking about a topic that's controversial, or politics or religion, or you know, there's some quote unquote controversial topics that YouTube decides with their algorithm whether to demonetize or not. And it's called the adpocalypse, and it happened last year, and lots of creators got, they lost a lot of money because because basically advertisers were pulling out of YouTube because their ads were being shown on either like racial or controversial videos, and so it's a whole thing. But this is the reason why there's 15 ways to earn income at home. You definitely want to diversify, so because you never want to rely on just one. Let me tell you, the average millionaire actually has 7 streams of income. So if you want to start doing that, you don't want to be a jack of all trades, master of nothing, but you definitely want to set up systems so that they're earning income after you've set them up, so they're minimal maintenance basically. But yeah, anyways, the tip here is, just kind of rounding out that tip again, is to combine with Twitch and Patreon to increase your cash flow. And you can actually combine YouTube partnership with a lot of other things. I'm a YouTube partner, so it's pretty cool, and there's lots of ways you can grow and develop as a YouTube partner as well, which I provide to my clients and stuff like that. So this is a whole nother thing here. That's a whole nother video. But this is just letting you know it's possible. And I like being a YouTube partner. It's actually pretty cool. And earning income as a reward for helping people is awesome too. All right, number 9 is Bitcoin and Ethereum. You're like, what the heck is that? All right, so these are popular cryptocurrencies, which is all the craze, that are decentralized and blockchain-based distributed computing platforms. What the heck did you just say, Lance? All right, basically, people are using these to pay for products and services, or use them as an investment vehicle by kind of buying low and selling high, or buying high and selling higher, which they're really not designed for that. I mean, they're actually a form of currency, digital currency, but people use them as however they want, and it's cool. I mean, some people, there's actually Bitcoin billionaires, and they bought really low, and as at the time of this video, it's like almost 15K for a Bitcoin and stuff. But so this video is not going to go into detail of what Bitcoin and Ethereum is. Just know people making money on it, either through kind of arbitrage, like they bought low and they kind of can sell high, or they bought high and they could sell higher. And the tip here is don't invest more than 10% of your nest egg in speculative investments, because this is, still speculative. It's relatively new in the sense that, obviously the dollar, has been around for how many hundreds of years or whatever, or whenever, it's been around a while. This ain't a history course, but it is just saying that, you definitely want to just say, hey, if I'm going to invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'm only going to invest 10%, and just pretend it's gone. Just pretend you just lost that 10%. And then once it's gone, you'd be like, oh, okay, I ain't got to worry about it. But if you make money on it, it's like, cool, hey, reinvest the profits and stuff like that. All right, number 8 is Shopify and e-commerce. So e-commerce platforms allow for stores to sell online with retail point-of-sale systems. So if you have a product or service, then driving traffic to an e-commerce page would help drive sales. So this could be like if you have a clothing website or store or physical store. It could be brick and mortar, or you operating out your house or something. It could be whatever, but depending on what the product is, obviously you might have to have permits and licenses and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you make your own deodorants or creams or lotions or soaps, or like I said, like it could be a shoe company or a clothing company or a hat company, or it could be watches, it could be purses. I mean, I can keep going on, but if you have something like that, then Shopify is actually a really good option for you. The tip here though is selling a high quality product with high quality creative, aka videos, and having a marketing budget for ads is key, because Shopify e-commerce is not a social media site. Like, it's a way for people to buy stuff on your website in a cleaner and easier way, and so driving traffic to that is going to be the next step, which is more marketing strategy, which is what I provide to my clients, but not the context of this. So this is just kind of let you know again what's possible. There's some pretty awesome stuff you can do with these software, I'm gonna tell you that. Number 7 is Fiverr or Upwork. Like, Fiverr, wait, did you spell that right, Lance? There's an extra. Yes, this is correct. Okay, so these are global online marketplaces that allow you to sell or buy tasks and services as a freelancer. I really like the word freelancer, probably because my name's Lance. Okay, anyways, project-based work can be paid upon customer ordering, hourly, or when the project is complete. So you can get paid the different ways. The tip here is that understanding what you are most skilled at, I would also add what you're most passionate about too, which, remember, is kind of a prerequisite for writing a book as well. But you also want to look at what the market values, and developing strong project proposals is key. And so you really have to know thyself and be like, all right, I know what I'm good at, I know what I like to do, Now, what does the market really need? Like, do they need people to make websites? Do they need people to make videos? Do they need people to manage social media? What does the market need? What does the market want? Do they need logos? Do they need, keep going on and on. You can go to these websites and you can kind of see what people are offering and buying and selling. And this is going to be largely based on reviews as well. So the more reviews somebody has, the more desirable they are as a freelancer. It's kind of like Yelp, it's kind of like Google reviews. It's just that whole review system is really key. So, but yeah, everybody's got to start somewhere, and this takes time. You gotta write a proposal, and you gotta put yourself out there, and there's lots of steps to that proposal, and it can be overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie, but for the people who have orders in the queue and pre-orders, and they got so much going on, they kind of have to hire a team, or almost slow down the work by raising prices, which is a really good spot to be in. But anyways, if you got some skills, Fiverr, Upwork may be right for you, let me tell you. All right, number 6 is eBay or OfferUp Seller. So these are online platforms that allow you to sell new and used electronics, furniture, vehicles, or basically anything that those internal marketplaces value. So again, this is saying, all right, I got an old iPhone, or I got an old Android, or it could be new. I got electronics, or I got furniture that I'm moving. I need to get rid of. I need to move. And you can go to Craigslist route too if it's something local. But eBay and OfferUp have a lot of ways for you to kind of just buy stuff, and there is more of a local feel with OfferUp and Craigslist. And OfferUp is really optimized for mobile buying and selling. So that's what's kind of their kind of thing. But yeah, eBay is also great too, because and I always say, Dave Ramsey was kind of cool, and in the sense that he said, if you're looking for some quick cash and you got stuff that you're not using, look in your closet, look in your garage, if you haven't touched or used a piece of furniture or clothing in 6 months or more, then maybe you should sell it. You kind of, maybe we might have bought it off an impulse, or that commercial looked good, but if we're not using something, we should sell it so that somebody else can use it. And that's the same principle with Airbnb. That's the same principle with Uber and Lyft. It's hey, I'm gonna add a value. I'm gonna utilize my vehicle. Turn my car into cash. I'm gonna utilize my house. I'm gonna turn my room into cash. And with this example, I'm gonna turn my whatever I'm not using in my house, my furniture, to cash. Just kind of moving things to add value to somebody else. The tip here is buying undervalued items at garage sales and yard sales and then selling them on eBay or OfferUp can increase your cash flow through arbitrage. So that's basically where you're all right, this couch, this person at this garage sale is selling it for $100. I know it's worth about $200. Now let me go to eBay or OfferUp and see if I can get that $200 for it. And if you do, boom, you made a cool 100 profit. And that's how it works. That's arbitrage in its finest. And it's really just matching that consumer up with the product, and you kind of become a middle woman or a middleman, however you want to call it, and that adds value. All right, number 5 is becoming an Amazon seller. So people have done really well with this, and people who earn the most income from my research, because I actually haven't become an Amazon seller, but watched a lot of videos on it and research high demand, low competition products with high profit margins, and then they sell them on Amazon's trusted e-commerce website platform. So basically they're all right, what is a product that maybe has a really good profit margin? So if it costs me $5 to make it, maybe I can sell it for $50, and then on top of that, is the demand really high for it? Are a lot of people searching for it, and the competition is pretty low? If I put myself out there and I'm competing on price or quality or service or whatever it is, then I can get some sales because of that. And people have done really well. There's some people who haven't because one of those factors was off. So you just kind of have to look at all that. The tip here is understanding demand, competition, and profitability. So that's going to all be key in becoming an Amazon seller. You could arguably say that with any type of product, but specifically with Amazon, that's very specific to that. All right, number 4 is social media marketing. So this is different than a social media influencer. A social media influencer is kind of getting paid to do product reviews basically. A social media marketing is more like an agency or a mini agency. And so business owners today will gladly pay to have someone else manage their social media marketing as long as you can prove you know how to manage social media as an expert. And the tip here is following a proven system. So there's a number of different training courses to go through, and practicing on your own business first are some best practices to start off with. And this is typically great for millennials, and because millennials in general are very tech savvy, or for folks that are in the technology realm and have to work with computers a lot and want to obviously do the home-based business, or basically try to develop some passive income as well. And so this is another way, and I would just say, like, become your first customer before you get a customer. So that way you are knowing how it all works and stuff like that. But this can be very good. There's lots of, influencers online like Ty Lopez, who has a program that talks a lot about this, and there's other people who have different social media marketing programs as well. And this still kind of follows that almost like an 80-20 rule. There's going to be, a lot of people who don't earn any money off of this, and there's going to be people who, a small percent, that do. And this could arguably said about all 15 things, and so I don't give any income guarantees, but I will say that there are some things that affect the success of someone in these types of things, which I'll cover a little bit later here. All right, so number 3 is affiliate marketing. So this is a type of performance-based marketing in which a business rewards you for each customer you bring to them by your own marketing efforts. And so Amazon is a very popular one, Target is another one, and many other brands that you have heard of offer this. And the tip here is combining this with YouTube, Patreon, and or Twitch to increase your cash flow. And so a lot of times this is in the form of a product review, and you can earn roughly about 4 to 10% depending on what type of product it is. And Amazon has that listed on their website of what products kind of earn more, basically commissions. But it's all performance based, and it's another way to basically earn commissions based on how well you're able to market something to your audiences based on a need, and typically you can do that through a product review. All right, number 2 is informational marketing. So these are digital products that provide users with information, advice, guidance, hints, tips, instructions, or training. And they can take the form of reports, ebooks, videos, memberships, or seminars. And the tip here is combining this with YouTube, being an author, and network marketing can also increase cash flow. And so you probably see a pattern up until now is like none of these ways to earn income are really on an island. When you combine them, you can have more synergistic effects, especially if you kind of master one and then you're like, all right, I got that up and running, and then how do I get something else to enhance or amplify that one that I just set up? And then you can kind of work on doing that with multiple things as well. And you might see that on my YouTube channel if you kind of pay attention, especially in the description area. And so that's going to kind of show you how I'm incorporating different aspects that add value, right? And so if somebody wants to reduce stress, I have a book. If somebody wants other digital products, I have an ebook. If somebody wants to get coaching or I offer supplements or stuff like that, like they can get something based on what their need is and when they're ready for something. And so it's kind of like, you basically make a decision based on what your needs are. And that's a great way. It's kind of like, a buffet. You take what you want, you leave what you don't, right? And so informational marketing, though, is great, especially when you combine that with a sales funnel. And so that's a whole nother video. Come on now. That's out of the scope of this. But just know what's possible. That's a great way to have a digital asset that can develop a lot of cash flow for you as well. And number 1 of my favorites is network marketing. So this is a flexible type of business that allows you to work from home and sell products and services by building a team and developing residual income. And so this is great, especially for stay-at-home moms. It's great for folks who work for a company or corporation or the government or wherever, even small business owners or even executives who are like, hey, I want to continue to do those things, but I want to have something that I can do part-time as a business. And if it turns into something full-time, great. If not, boom, you still have some part-time income that you can do. And Eric Worre says, like, the ability to say, I'm a dentist, but I'm also a network marketer, or I am a doctor but I'm also a network marketer, or I'm also in network marketing. I'm a mom and I'm also in network marketing. It's something that is really cool to say. And network marketing is just word of mouth marketing, or another way, or referral marketing. And some people are like, well, they're network marketing or MLM or multi-level marketing haters, and they're like, it's a pyramid scheme. Like, I actually have so many videos on that, it's not even funny. But what they don't understand is that network marketing is just entrepreneurship training, and that if there's a product, a real product or service that is being exchanged for dollars or payment, then it's perfectly legal according to the FTC, which is the governing body of all this, and they're the Federal Trade Commissions. And I have tons of links. You can Google that too. MLM FTC or something, or Federal Trade Commission MLM. And they break it down. And I mean, you could go visit their website and read all that, or you can just listen to me and trust that I already did that research. And they basically say, as long as it's a product or service that is being exchanged for dollars, it's perfectly legal, and it's not a pyramid scheme. People have a problem with the shape of a pyramid, but everything can technically fall into a pyramid. I mean, the whole corporate structure is the shape of a pyramid. You got the CEO at the top and all the employees at the bottom, and there is recruiting involved too. And there's also, family trees. You got great grandma and all the grandbabies at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? And there is exchange of money, and you gotta get spouses and stuff like that to keep the bloodline going, right? So but yeah, the point is that there's traditional network marketing as well, which focuses on recruiting and selling, which I'm not a fan of, and I don't prescribe to that philosophy. And there's also authentic network marketing, and that focuses on teaching and sharing, and that's what I'm all about. And that's what the company I'm involved is with. And so when you focus on that, you focus on the right things, and you really just work with people that move towards you. And when people aren't, you just talk to the next person. And a lot of this is, Tiffany Peterson says your net worth is basically your network. And so you have to have, constantly be building relationships and helping people and all that good stuff too. So the tip here is make sure you know, like, and trust the person, products, and company before making a purchasing decision. I can't stress that enough. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then you can see the next step slide in this video to learn more as well. But this is absolutely key. Jordan Belfort calls it the 3 10s. And so basically, the person in your mind has to be a 10, the products have to be a 10, and the company has to be a 10 before you actually do make a purchasing decision. That's more psychology. And maybe it's not a 10 for some people. Maybe it's an 8, or it's a 5, or it's a 3, or some people have different purchasing thresholds. But in general, that's what's going to be. And a lot of times, people may not do that, or they may feel pressured or hard sold or something like that. And I'm not a fan of being hard sold or hard selling. Like, I believe that the route is education, and that's what it should be, and understanding what people's needs are and helping them when they are ready, not trying to force a square peg through a circle hole because you're getting a commission out of it. Like, I hate that. Like, I just I'm very passionate about the education part and just understanding needs and helping people when they're ready. So when I see hard selling, or I see people not trying to understand other people's needs, it irks me. It irks me a lot. Okay, we're gonna move on. Let's talk about why most people fail. Let's be a downer first, and then we're gonna get all positive on it. But we gotta keep it real right now. So, all right, the number one reason people fail is they're allergic to work. I mean, all these 15 ways that you can earn passive and residual income and work from home, they require work, and a lot of people just don't want to work. So they, maybe there's a sense of entitlement where it's like, hey, show me the money, you know what I'm saying? Well, show me the work first, and a lot of people give up too soon, and a lot of people don't follow up, and it's a lot. And now it helps if you obviously have a team, or you have a mentor, or you have other things guiding you through. That helps a lot. But what I always say is, like, I can't educate and teach really for motivation. Like, you either gonna be hungry or not. But I can help somebody with education and training. Like, I can help with skills and building those up. But you gonna be hungry or not. Like, and if you ain't hungry for the work, then I don't know what to tell you. All right, number 2 is people may want to be like, hey, I'm gonna put in that work, but they get paralyzed by fear. And this is actually an acronym. So this actually stands for fantasized experiences appearing real, aka fear. So it's what we're fantasizing in our mind about what could happen or what might not happen or da 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 da, and it's like, well, paralysis by analysis now. I'm not gonna make a decision, Lance, because I don't know what to do. It's like, calm down. Like, hey, let's combat the false beliefs with truth and fact base, and let's really get to the heart of the matter. And let's not be paralyzed. Let's walk. Maybe you gotta crawl first, but let's crawl and walk and run towards your goals. But people don't do that, and that's why this slide is called Why Most People Fail. All right, number 3 is people don't have any luck. All right, but you're like, man, but what does luck have to do with anything? That sounds very like stuff that's not in my control. Well, luck is an acronym. That's right, another one. Here we go. Luck actually stands for, it stands for labor under correct knowledge. That's right. Basically, you got to put in work. But not just any work. It's like, okay, I got to get educated on the good, better, best, and maybe I understand the bad, worse, and worst, and I'm going to labor and work towards my goals under correct and accurate knowledge so I can come to accurate conclusions and move towards my goal. I'm moving forward, and that's really the definition of luck that I like. It's not putting it in the hands of chance. It's putting it in the hands of Lance. No, I'm just kidding. It's putting it in your hands, okay? It's putting it into the hands of just putting in that work, but just making sure you're operating off of truth and not fear or falsehoods or false beliefs. Number 4, the 4th reason why people fail is they chose to be a solopreneur, They chose to ride solo and be an entrepreneur, meaning they're doing it alone. I mean, they're on an island and waving their flag like, I'm gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be the next, Larry Ellison or Steve Jobs, or I'm gonna be the next Bill Gates, or I'm gonna be the next Mark Zuckerberg, and they're waving the flag and they're just like, hey everybody, and it's just not a good way to go. I mean, what you really need is a mentor. The Small Business Association, even SCORE are great ways to kind of get the formal mentorship. You can also get informal mentorships with somebody, again, like and trust, that's online or in your local area or all that good stuff. I usually say that online is good because you can kind of pick and choose a little bit better and you can kind of get a preview before you get the real thing. Otherwise, it's kind of just like something landing in your lap. You're like, I don't really know if I know, like, and trust you, but you were assigned to me. So anyways, you definitely want to have a mentor or a team that you work with, and I'm fortunate to have that. I mean, I'm just so appreciative of the team that I have, and it's just amazing. So get a tribe, run with them. But it's hard to find people you can trust. I'm gonna just keep it real. Like, there's gonna be people that can backstab you. I mean, Ty Lopez says that if you're in business as an entrepreneur, that somebody's gonna embezzle or backstab something. But for me, it's like I've been backstabbed, front stabbed, side stabbed so much in my previous employer that with everybody. I mean, that's my bosses, my peers, and my direct reports, that I'm like, I got enough holes in me that if I drink some water, it's probably gonna come out all these sides. But I don't want to be a fighter no more. I'll just be a lover, and I'm gonna choose people that love too, and that's about it. That's my philosophy. So I know I can't do it alone. I need a team. So that's all I'm saying. All right, next steps is the solution, because you're like, dang, Lance, you've been down for the whole, how long has it been for? The solution is these next steps I'm gonna talk about shortly. But before I get to that, let's talk about, why does this even matter? Like, you just walked me through 15 awesome home-based business, residual income, passive income types of things, but why does it matter, Lance? Well, let me ask you a question. Tables have turned. All right, so what if you could create a residual income business that makes money while you sleep, can run with or without you, allows you to retire early, and leave a legacy to your children? I mean, how awesome would that be? And you may be like, well, that sounds too good to be true. That sounds like one of them, get rich quick schemes, Lance. I mean, what the heck are you trying to do? First of all, if you remember the previous slide, I said all this involves work. And there's a lot of reasons why people fail. They give up too easily, they don't follow up, and I mean, that's normal. So if you want to be abnormal in a good way, you kind of have to be, just in the eyes of other people, kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I talk about what I do, they're like, you release how many videos per day? You do what now? I don't know, that's too much for me. I can't do that. I'm like, well, that may be because you're allergic to work. No, I'm just kidding. I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just, and I don't know, my philosophy is too, it's like, I'm not going to chase people with broccoli. because broccoli's good for you, right? So if I'm offering something of value, I'm not going to chase somebody like, hey, I can offer you value. Hey, hey, hey. No, no. Like, you have a need. Are you hungry? Okay, you hungry. Do you like broccoli? You like okay. I'm gonna cook some up real quick. I'm gonna put some, I'm gonna put some sea salt on it, some black pepper. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna steam it up good. You know what I'm saying? I might put a little garlic up in there. If you like it hot, I might put a little cayenne. No, okay. Well, I'm gonna cook that up. And if you're hungry, let's go. And let's get those nutrients. Let's get that fiber. Let's get the antioxidants going. But if you're not hungry or you don't like broccoli, I'm not gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's kind of how my philosophy with all this is like, I want to offer value to people who are going to appreciate it. And you can only do that, that's kind of a mindset thing, but that's what's going to help this all matter in the end. Like, you just have to have that right mindset. Oh, and the other important thing to mention is that there is no better time to be an entrepreneur. I mentioned this earlier, but we live in the information age. I mean, we got so many ways to earn income. I mean, this video alone, you're probably like, dang, Lance, I didn't know there was so many by now. Start speaking different languages. But no, this is a great time. I mean, not a great time, the best time to be an entrepreneur. But there is a little caveat to this, because you're like, well, Lance, if it seems too good to be true, I heard, maybe it ain't, not all that glitters is gold, Lance. You know what I'm saying? I'm being, skeptical right now. Okay, hold on. Take your skeptical hat off real quick and then put on the summary hat. Okay, so a work from home job, and I prefer a career that creates passive income, will allow you to achieve your family, faith, financial, and fitness goals through steady plotting now so you can reap a harvest later. So there's a little bit of delayed gratification. I know that's kind of hard for some people. They're like, Lance, I want results right now. Give it to me now. Okay, I'm like, hey, hold on. Come on. Calm down. Breathe. Okay, it's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? We can hug it out. I'm gonna give you a digital hug. You can't see me, but I'm hugging air right now. But if you were in front of me, I would give you a hug if you wanted it. If you didn't, that'd be kind of awkward. But anyways, here's the reality check, because you're like, what the heck are you going with all this, Lance? All right, so the reality check is that entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Because remember in the previous slide, I just said that there's no better time to be an entrepreneur, because we live in the information age. There's so many ways to earn income, which is awesome. But entrepreneurship is really not for everyone. And the reason is because sometimes, I like the way that Gary Vee said it. And he said that sometimes you may be better suited to be the number 15 or number 20 at Facebook, or or Google, or some company or corporation, because that's just what your personality and temperament and work ethic is suited for. You need to be in that environment, versus being an entrepreneur where there's uncertainty, there's ups and downs, it's basically all commission based, because your performance determines your results. It's very mindset based. And you may be like, well, dang, Lance, you just made me not want to be an entrepreneur. Thanks a lot, Lance. I'm shutting off this video. Well, hold on. Before you kind of, just say I'm not going to become an entrepreneur, I mean, I'm not trying to steer you away from it. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of uncertainties, okay? And if you can't handle the ups and downs, and you don't got a good support system, like if you have a spouse or a significant other or team that's like your ride or die, person that's like, I'm gonna ride with you, I'm gonna die with you, like we going in on it, like that's kind of who you need, really, because then they're gonna keep you up afloat. But if you don't have that, then it's gonna be really tough. I mean, because if like I said, that solopreneur stuff, I don't even mess with that. I'm like, no, I need a team, or I need somebody that's in my corner that's gonna back me up. You know what I'm saying? That's like, go Lance, go. Like that's what I need, but not like rose petals in front of me. The red carpet stuff. I don't need like the brown nose stuff. I'm just saying that they're like, I see you, Lance, like go. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it is, and that's what I want to be for other people. I want to be an inspiration and a cheerleader. When it comes to things they're passionate about and knowledgeable about. But bottom line, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. People give up too easily. People don't follow up. You're probably like, all right, Lance, it sounds like a broken record. All right, just chill. It's making me feel bad. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but I'm just saying that I'm just trying to keep it real. That's just what I see a lot. And you have to be able to weather the storms a lot and have positive like coping mechanisms, because the last thing you want to do also is be an ultra successful entrepreneur, but be on your fifth marriage, or be an ultra successful entrepreneur, but you don't even know your kids' names, or they don't even know your name because you're never around. Or be an ultra successful, entrepreneur. You got a money for a Ferrari and the mansion and the trophy wife, and or the trophy spouse or whatever it is. I don't know if it works for guys like that, but anyways, you have all that, but you know, snorting lines of coke because you just like, I can't handle life, I'm stressed and depressed, and like, you don't want that. That's not what you want. Like, you want balance, you know what I'm saying? So oh my goodness, okay, I don't know where I was going with all this, but I just want the best for you, so I'm just trying to keep it real. All right, so here's some frequently asked questions, aka facts. Number one is, all right, Lance, you just mentioned the top 15. Which ones are you in, though? I mean, come on now. Well, I'm in a number of them. Okay, so I wrote a book, so author. I have been in eBay in the past. I've done some selling, and that's actually a good way to sell your old phones, to be honest with you. I'm in affiliate marketing. I'm an Amazon. Let's see, I'm a YouTube partner. I have gotten some sponsorships through some social media avenues from different companies because they saw me on YouTube. Let's see. There's another thing I haven't mentioned, but it's like banner ads and AdSense. Like if you have a blog, that's a good way to make income. But I don't do that. But let's see what else. I have some work on. I'm a customer on Upwork, but I have some work on Fiverr as well. Let's see what else. Yeah, so I have a lot of digital products, a lot of ebooks, a lot of guides, a lot of things like that. Sales funnel with some other stuff. I am in network marketing with my company, so I offer products and services as well. So yeah, lots of diversified income. And you're like, wow, Lance, that's a lot. Like I can't do that. Like you just told me to get involved with one, not 20. Like first of all, I've been doing this for about 3 years. So like I said, once I get one established, I start to work on the next one. And a lot of those, I would say, I don't really even get involved with something unless it complements at least one or two other things. So it's kind of like leveraged assets where, you know, they just kind of build on one another. So the next question is how long have you been in them? Well, yeah, it just kind of depends. Like, I mean, at least, let's see, I would say, like, from some of my informational products, probably like a year to 2 years. And then network marketing since November of 2013, I've been with the same company. And then, like, eBay, I've been an eBay seller off and on for like 10 plus years. So it just kind of depends. But yeah, I learn a lot with each one. And the more you learn from one, you can, like, transfer learnings over to another platform, which is really cool. There's synergistic economies of learning, if you want to call it that. I just made that up, but yeah, all that. Number 3 question is, which one should I choose, Lance? I mean, good night. I mean, whew, there's so many options. I'm gonna get paralyzed, Lance. I don't know what to do because you over here give me all these awesome options and you tell me which one you in, but what right for me, Lance? Okay, so let's pick ourselves back up. You know what I'm saying? Wipe them tears away. All right, these are tears of joy. I know. I hear you. No, I think one, just something that leverages your passions and your knowledge. Like, what do you know a lot about, and what are you really passionate about? And you'd be like, well, how do I know that? All right, I like what Jack Canfield said. He said, what would you be willing to do for free, but people will pay you for? That's what you need to be doing. Okay? And you don't gotta, you don't gotta leave everything you know and love to do it. You just start, get a little side hustle, do it part time, and then kind of work it. But you kind of want to, weigh your options. You may have to write some stuff down, or figure out all that good stuff. StrengthsFinder 2.0. That's a great book to start with too, because then you learn your strengths. What is the time commitment, Lance? I mean, how much we looking here? Either I'm a mom, or I got a full-time job, or or I'm in school. Like, come on now, Lance. We all ain't all made of time. What's the commit? Well, I can see the head action going. Like, oh snap. I think that it just depends. So, I mean, when you're trying to build a castle, when you're trying to build an empire, I mean, was Rome built overnight? No, it wasn't. But if you're trying to build your castle or your empire, as you would say it or call it, I think it's just going to take time. I mean, I would give it a minimum from a long-term standpoint, 3 to 5 years. But what you choose to do as an income opportunity will also depend on what's available. Because like I said, the 4 F's, you got family to think about, you got your faith, you got fitness, and you may have, your financial situation. So you kind of have to look at all of that and be like, all right, what time can I give it? I would say a minimum of, let's see, 1 to 5 hours a week. Like, if you can't do that on one of those things, then I don't know. They're gonna have, because some people are like, well, Lance, I ain't got no time. Okay, so I ain't got no time. And what I would say to that, because I've heard that from like one of my past roommates, he used to say that all the time. I ain't got time, Lance. Yelling. Not really. They weren't yelling. He would just say it so much that it felt like it was yelling. But I would just be like, well, Everyone has the same 24 hours, 7 days a week as everyone else. It's not that you don't have any time. You do make times for the things that you value, but you don't make times for the things you don't value, if that makes sense. Okay, so we do things based on what we value, is my point. And so to say, somebody don't have time means that they gotta get their priorities straight. All right, number 5, we moving on. You be like, all right, Lance, the dead horse has been beat. When should I quit my job? Well, I would say a better question is what amount of money would you want to be earning per month so that you would feel comfortable quitting your job? That would probably be the follow-up question to that. And I would say at least something that pays all your expenses. That's bills, you know what I'm saying? That's rent, or mortgage, that's, utilities, that's phone bills, that's, food, maybe eating out here and there, whatever you like to do. I don't know what you like to do. Go ahead, tell me. No, I'm just kidding. But it's being able to pay for all that and feel comfortable with your decision. Now, it will help if you have a spouse, because then you can, especially if they're on board. If they're on board with, you having a side hustle, as I call it, or a part-time, one of these options here, part-time home-based business, then that's great. Or if you have a team where you're all, on the come up, or one of y'all has already come up and you just kind of helping one each other in like a mentorship type of deal or team environment, that's also good too. So, all those options are good. And so that will determine the answer to that question. I can't make that call for you. I will not make that call for you, but I will tell you that the thing I would be doing if I were in your shoes is looking at how much, your expenses are and how much you're currently making and what amount would make you feel comfortable leaving. So that is something that you probably should think about or write down. Dave Ramsey's course, Financial Peace University, if you haven't already taken it, that will help you with creating a budget, figuring out what you need for retirement, savings, and that's a really good way to go about it. So I would highly recommend that if you on that education train and you're really serious about it, that's a good way to route. All right, so what's the next steps? Because you've been, I built it up in some previous slides. You're like, all right, what's the next step? Man, I'm excited. Let's go. All right, so one is watch Rise of the Entrepreneur. And that is a documentary by Eric Worre, and it covers traditional employment. He actually goes over a lot of different ways that people earn income, traditional employment, 9 to 5 type of work, also, stock investments and stuff like that, but also network marketing and AKA entrepreneurship training. And so really, really good documentary. I'll have a link in the description. Definitely a must watch. Like if you are thinking about entrepreneurship, if you're on the fence, if you are already an entrepreneur, or you're doing it part-time, like you have a full-time job and you want to have a side hustle, or if you have a full-time job, I call it it's called an intrapreneur, really. Like you have a full-time job, but you have an entrepreneurial mindset and you can kind of operate like that within a full-time job, whether it's a corporation or government job or whatever, or even a small business type of thing. But this documentary, definitely a must watch. Number 2, order the GoPro book. Now, I do have a special link in the description where all you pay is shipping. And you're like, I gotta pay for a shipping line. But you get the free book, okay? So number 1, you get a free book. And then number 2, you also get the audio book. At least that's what I got when I did it. So that is a great offer. And it complements Rise of the Entrepreneur very well because it's by the same person, Eric Worre. We have the same haircut. Like he has no hair, just like me. So like, it's awesome. Well, I don't know why that would be awesome, but the content he's talking about is amazing. So that really helps prepare you for that book. GoPro helps you predominantly with network marketing, but you can still apply a lot of the principles with any type of entrepreneurial endeavor and, of the top 15 items. And so you can still benefit from it. So if you're not a fan of network marketing or MLMs and you're like, I ain't being a part of no MLM, Lance, I thought this was just come on, you bamboozle me on this video. No, if you're for network marketing or not for network marketing, but you're for entrepreneurship, hey, then this book is for you. Trust me, you're gonna like it, or you're gonna get a lot of value from it if you actually read it. Like I listened to the audio version in my car like 10 plus times, so it's awesome. And then the third option or next step that I highly recommend is watch my doTERRA versus Young Living and Essential Oil business training video, which I'll have in the description as well below. So if you are already in a network marketing company or you're on the fence about network marketing, that will help you understand what is involved from a mindset and work standpoint to say like, all right, either I need to get my mindset game up a notch or two, or I need to think about how I can do this part-time because I already have a full-time business, or how I can do this part-time because I'm a stay-at-home mom, or I'm gonna do this part-time. Like it just lets you know what's involved so you can make a more educated decision. And I created that intentionally before this one so that you could really learn that too, but then also get, you know, a lot of other options too. So it's kind of, like I said, this is all like a buffet. Take what you want, leave what you don't. But hopefully you take these 3 things because they're going to help you out a lot. Let me tell you. All right, so you can click the links in the description area below to learn more about these. And again, these are all free. I mean, well, with the exception of GoPro, you just pay the shipping. But the book is free and the audiobook is free. So, I mean, good night. I mean, whew, like, that's a lot of value right there for free. I'm just saying. Questions? Send me an email, you know what I'm saying? Or leave a comment below. Like, I'd love to hear from you. And like I said, if you've done one of these other 15 options and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks later, or a year later, or 2 years later, or 3 years later, and you're like, Lance, do you remember that video that you did? Well, I did one of those things, and yeah. Or remember that one thing? I tried that and it ain't worked too well. But the other thing, let me tell you, you know, like if you got that kind of story, that's awesome. Let's chat. Like, I just love to hear from you and see how it went. And then go from there, whether it was good, bad, indifferent, and just hear from you. So I care about you. I love you. I want to help you be successful in your family, your faith, your finances, your fitness, just life, you know, just want to help you overall. And so that's the intent and the heart of this video. I hope you can hear it. I'm again digital hugging you right now. And if you don't want that, this is a really awkward moment again. I apologize, but
as you can see, there's a ton of, I don't know what that was. There's a ton of work from home job options. And I like the word career because really you're plugging into something that leverages your strengths, your talents, your gifts, your abilities. And I like to say it's just something that you're really knowledgeable about and something that you're really passionate about. And when you have the merger of the two, it creates a prayer type of stance. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, certainly prayer may be a part of it. You want to definitely do all of that, and you know, faith and family and finances and fitness should all be a part of that journey and be able to support all of that in a way, or maybe one of those or 2 of those or 3 of those, if it's not all of them. That's cool too. And what's really awesome about all of that is when you're able to find the intersection of passions and knowledge, you can do something that really sets you free and really helps you to develop that residual income that lets you do what you want, when you want, and allows you to work from home, whether that's part-time or full-time, or just, you know, like a little side hustle. Because, you know, some people have full-time jobs and they're able to do some of these things, which is great. Some people over time are able to leave their full-time jobs to do these as well as income builds up. And that point is obviously going to be different for everyone, but I would say as a rule of thumb, something that is able to eventually cover all your expenses. That means your bills, your utilities, your phone, your food, you know, all those insurances and stuff like that. That's a great spot to be in. And you kind of work your way up to that point even and say, you know, can this side hustle, can this part-time job pay the rent, you know what I'm saying, or pay the mortgage, or pay my phone bill, or pay the groceries for this month? And if the answer is a yes, then you are on track. Don't give up, okay? Just don't give up. Just keep going. Keep pushing. Surround yourself with awesome, positive people who's going to keep pushing you up and like that kind of, but maybe less forceful. Maybe just kind of like, you know, okay? Something like that. But you know what I'm saying. You definitely want some cheerleaders in your corner, whether that's your spouse, whether that's a team that you're building, or whether that's a mentor. And, you know, there's obviously formal, there's informal, there's online, there's local, there's lots of options. So which one do you choose? Well, if you have any questions, just leave some comments in the section below, or hit me up, send me an email. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Or I just want to know how you're doing. Like, you know, give me an update, see how things are going. Like, did you try something? Did it work out really well? Did you try something and not work out too well? Like, you know, everything in between as well. And so I just want to see you be successful and really reach your dreams and be able to do something, whether that's part-time or full-time, work from home, or just online in general. And this is the information age. Best time to be an entrepreneur. But not everyone should be an entrepreneur. Let's just keep it real. But yeah, it's cool. Like, I think that whatever you do, I think you can combine a lot of different elements. And I'm going to leave you with this because you're probably like, Lamb, all right now, it was a pretty long presentation you gave me today. Woo, all that value. All that value. The point is like, if you can do something for free, but people will pay you for it, you can't ask for anything better. I mean, just something that you're willing to do for free because you just love it so much, but people are going to pay you for it. Hands up with the awesome. Let's go, right? All right, well, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give this video a big old thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so to catch more video updates like this. And if you know somebody that would benefit from this message, make sure to hit that share button as well and spread the message of being able to, do your thing. Do your thing. All right. I'll see you in the next video.